Joining me now is author and political commentator Shamika Michelle.
When God looked at man, he said it's not good for man to be alone. He gave him a woman. He didn't give him a village. He didn't give him the community. He said, be fruitful and multiply to this man and this woman. So it's supposed to be God, husband, wife.
If you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always done.
I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 switch. Crazy going slowly am I. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 switch. Yesterday, we talked about the NAACP Image Awards and how, as long as you're on the Democrat plantation, everything is fine. Loyalty gets rewarded, but if you leave the plantation, you get criticized. Well, today I want to zoom out a bit, and I'm coming at this again. Number one, because we need to look at this a bit closer. Number two, they decided to block my video on YouTube. Copyright, because I shared the clip from Dion Cole's monologue with the prayer that's all over social media, yet I guess I couldn't talk about it or show the clip. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to look at this a bit because I came across a video this morning or a few hours ago where Godfrey, very popular comedian, is asking Black people to boycott things like the Oscars and Golden Globes because these institutions don't respect us as Black people. Part of me agrees with part of what he said. Why chase validation from spaces if you think they don't value you? But here's my real question. Why are we so passionate about boycotting awards, but so quiet about failing schools? Why do we organize for red carpets, but not for fatherlessness? Why does sexual shock get applause while independent political thought gets punished? I'm not here to attack celebrities or Black celebrities. I'm here to examine incentives because whatever a culture applauds, it produces more of. I'm always telling my kids, thoughts become things, or don't have stinking thinking because whatever you focus on gets bigger. So I believe as a culture, whatever we applaud, we produce more of. And whatever it punishes, it suppresses. So today we're asking one simple question. What exactly are we rewarding? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Shaking My Head with Shamika Michelle. I am your host, Shamika Michelle. And so before we get into today's show, I want to play the clip for you. Hopefully there's no copyright on it. If it is, if you don't catch it live, I'm going to have to cut it and you'll miss it. But for those who are here live, I want to play this for you just so you can understand why I said there's parts that I agree with, but others, I'm sick of hearing it, right? He's whining, saying he's tired. I'm tired. I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 switch. Crazy going slowly am I. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 switch. Here's the clip.
I just think we should have our own thing and stop going to these things. Start getting validation for these motherfuckers. It's the same thing with the food industry. They don't want to give a Michelin star to Thai, which has been killing it in New York City. It's because it's a Nigerian-owned. They don't want to give a Michelin star. F them, you know? Why are white people telling us about how good food tastes when your food is bland as? Why aren't the food experts black? Our taste buds, you know, if black people like something is good, it's really good. If a white person says something's good, I don't trust it. What the? This is ridiculous. I just and anybody white that is really twisting the I'm saying, then don't off. Don't listen to what I'm saying. This is a humanity thing. This is an exhaustion thing. This is something where we're tired. Isn't this race thing is so tiring? So tiring, man. It's the same shit every year. We got to make speeches. We count. We want a seat at the table. The table. We got enough wood to build our own table. This is what I'm saying. And I really feel like we don't have enough value in ourselves. We think we can't do it. And I know we can do it. We got all these great minds. We got billionaires. We got millionaires. We got enough black people. We got we have the African continent. We got Caribbeans and all the sellout black women and men. F them. We have enough people that love themselves where we can pull our shit together and stop going to these award shows that disrespect us. Stop being side-eyed when you're sitting around. Maybe they making stupid ass jokes on the side. You know, enough of that. I just think it's nice when we are all together. You see how comfortable we are. We're worth everything. We are sellable in the box office. We sell. Look at from Black Panther to Sinners to all kinds of shit. Wesley Snipes saved Marvel. Wesley Snipes did. Blade saved Marvel. Period. We're marketable. And I think that our disunity is what they're counting on. They want us to just pass up, call them and move the on. They want that move the on. Enough of that. No, we need to really analyze this and really have value for ourselves, man. We really do. Once I got to the NAACP Awards, I said, man, this is amazing, dog. No judgment, no nothing. You understand? We got to start to value ourselves to where we know that our award shows are valuable. The Oscars, the Golden Globes, and they keep snubbing us left and right. I'm saying them. If they don't want to change, let's not our presence don't need to be there, because half these races need our presence to exist anyway, because we're the ones that created these motherfuckers, man. I'm saying this. Yes, I'm saying it. Why can't we make up a new award show? It's all made up. The Oscars. What about the Poitier Awards? Sidney Poitier, the Poitier Awards. What about the James Earl Jones Awards? What about the Cicely Tysons, the Tyson Award? Make our own. We got the ability to do it. I'm just suggesting now. I'm just throwing that out there. Because motherfucker, I don't know about y'all, I'm fucking tired of this same old bullshit. For real, yo. That was Tourette's, guys. Sorry about that. Guys, I was watching some highlights from the NAACP Awards. I'm going to give a shout out to Deion Cole for the funny ass jokes, the Tourette's joke, dope and the Nicki Minaj, the whole prayer thing, that was hilarious. Shout out to Deion Cole for a good job. Yo, I just think, just from Michael B. Jordan's amazing speech, for the standing ovation they gave to Delroy Lindo, the speech that Regina Hall gave. I mean, even Angela Bassett's speech, and even Viola Davis's speech. It's just, it's that time. I just felt these speeches meant so much. It was different. I was listening to them differently this time. After this BAFTA situation, I think it's time to stop going to these things, man. Listen, I don't know. I just presented at the NAACP Creators Award. Thank you for that, NAACP, for having me in there. I really appreciate that. My friend Abba, who's part of the NAACP, got me in, and I was able to present with Soraya. That was fantastic. She's amazing. And when I was there, it's like, I see Coleman Domingo, I see Jeffrey Wright, I see like all these wonderful people, man. And I go, why can't we just stick with our own stuff, man? It was so fun. We let loose, and all these beautiful Black people, and it's like you feel at home, man. When I go to Jamaica, when I in Nigeria, and I go to all these Black, it's like you're like, why am I so happy? It's the same thing, man. It's like we're forming our own Africas. All these award shows, these Black award shows, you know what? These awards count. I used to think when I was younger, NAACP is not as important as the Oscars or the Golden Globes or the Black awards aren't that great. I'm like, no. Now with this, I go, no. All of our award shows are important. We should think of them as just as high as the Oscars. We should worry about getting Oscars and Listen, of course it's great to win those things, but I'm saying, why can't we come together? I just think it's time where we just stop going to these ceremonies, man, where mistakes like that won't happen, where the N-word doesn't come out of someone with a disease that doesn't want to apologize to the people he said it to, you know? And I'm still not going for that okie doke. That's bullshit. He apologized to the academy and deflected all that. You understand? I just think we should.
You know, I actually agree with some of this. I agree with building independent institutions, right? Because stop begging, build. I also agree with building independent institutions because I'm sick of hearing y'all whine. I'm sick of hearing you whine about BS that, in my opinion, really doesn't mean anything. And I know that's easy for people to say, like, you aren't an actress, so you aren't looking for recognition at the Oscars or the Golden Globes. You aren't a singer, so you aren't looking for recognition at the Grammys or MTV Music Awards or whatever. It may be easy for me to say, but I'm honestly sick of hearing Black people whine and cry about BS. Listen, you don't like something, build it yourself. I'm tired of hearing things like Oscars so white, boycott, but you haven't done anything to replace it ever. Sit around and do is whine. I can remember when they first complained about Aunt Jemima, the syrup. I remember initially when they didn't like the way she looked. They felt like that was old. It represented Black stereotypes, and they wanted that removed from all marketing. Get rid of it. I think it was maybe in about it was like 88, 89, something like that. I remember that big campaign. And so they changed the way she looked on the bottle and all the marketing material. Okay, they changed that. And then in 2020, from 88 to 89, none of y'all Black whiners came up with your own syrup that you decided to push. They changed the way it looked. You kept eating it. It was fine. You kept buying it. It was fine. Then you had 2020 and the whole George Floyd issue. Y'all are mad again. Y'all are mad and pissed off again. Now, this time they said, you know what? We are sick of your shit. We're just going to take it off, period. Change the name. Because we are tired of y'all whining because you're so focused on symbolism. So they took Aunt Jemima off the bottle, changed the name. They took Uncle Ben's off of the rice. They, just get rid of everything. But y'all have yet to create something of your own. And when you had someone do it, like Terrence, who came out with his own pancake brand and his own syrup, Black people won't even buy it because y'all claim he's a coon. He's an Uncle Tom because he leans right. But all you do is whine, whine, whine. I'm saying build it. Stop begging, build it. And stop whining. It's getting on my nerves. But here's the thing. I want to know, or I want to say, why are we so selective about what we're willing to boycott? Why are we selective? Why boycott Hollywood but not broken school boards? Because I'm not seeing for worldwide boycott of school boys. Y'all do this boycott certain awards. just about every year. The moment you feel like Black people have put out something great that white people don't applaud or approve of, all of a sudden it's boycott. You did the same thing with Black Panther. Angela Bassett didn't get an Oscar, so y'all are mad. Now Sinners, you feel like, is not getting the recognition in white spaces, so you're mad. But why haven't y'all called for a mass boycott of broken school boards? Why boycott the Golden Globes but not political machines that run cities into the ground? Why I'm not seeing y'all do a mass boycott on that? Why protest award shows but not literacy rates? We are so backwards as a people, as a culture. Y'all will march and protest for symbolism, but you will never organize for stability. That's a fact. That is a fact. And you incentivize BS. Let's talk about what earns applause in the community. I want to play this viral video of Cardi B with her exaggerated performance. The performance gesture. I'm going to play it and hope it doesn't get some type of copyright. If so, I will click it out. Just remember, if you're looking at this and it's not live and you're saying, what is she talking about? Go look up the viral Cardi B video, because I would have to take it out after it's live, whatever. I'm going to play it for you, though, now, because I want you to see the type of foolishness that gets applauded. We think it's just so, we love it. We love this type of foolishness in the community. Let's let me play this for you. Let me turn the volume up, because if it's gonna be on, we might as well hear it.
And this is who y'all keep taking political advice from.
That's Ace Smart. I like him. But did you all see the video? Did you see exactly what was happening? Could you hear the crowd? And they were applauding. They liked it. It's all over social media. I've seen it framed as empowerment. I've even seen people say, why are y'all so upset with Cardi B? Because white men have done exaggerated performances before in an effort to validate what it is she was doing on stage. But I like to contrast that with how everybody is coming down and trying to shame Nicki Minaj. How they're trying to put her down and shame her and insult her. She's gotten backlash and ridicule and pressure to conform. We don't have a problem with Cardi B standing on stage, strumming her vagina, this invisible guitar, but they have an issue with Nicki Minaj. Nobody ridiculed Cardi B at the NAACP Image Awards, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People Image Awards. But they ridiculed Nicki Minaj. Sexual spectacle does not threaten power. Independent thinking does. So they don't have a problem when we're sitting around and the music is saying nigga, nigga, nigga. They don't have a problem when the music is talking about bitches and hoes. They don't have a problem when the music is sexually explicit. Just as I told you on yesterday, they never had a problem with Nicki Minaj until she supported Trump. All of a sudden, now we have a problem with her. Now we want to ridicule her. Now we want to shame her. Now we want to belittle her every chance she gets. And we did this at the NAACP Image Awards because we value a certain image over others. Something's broken about that. Wouldn't you say? Something is not right about that. Because if what Cardi B earns applause, that's what the culture is going to continue to produce. We applauded it, my generation, when it was Little Kim. And guess what? The culture has produced even more. From the City Girls to Sexy Red to Megan Thee Stallion to Cardi B. This is what we have. Women just pushing sexuality and explicit lyrics. If independence earns punishment, fewer people will risk it. If having independent thought is going to get me ridiculed, I might not risk it. You're going to have young people saying, I don't want to stray and have independent thought because I'm going to get ridiculed. What the culture likes is degeneracy, pretty much. That's what gets rewarded. If we're really serious about advancement, why don't we talk about advancement? Let's talk about education right now, because I told you yesterday we're failing in schools. But let me give you a few statistics. According to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, only about 17% of Black eighth graders are proficient in reading. 17%. Y'all are talking about boycotting the Oscars and the Golden Globes, and your illiterate kids may not even ever get there. 17% of Black eighth graders are proficient in reading. So that's what, 83% are not? That's a problem. Roughly 1 in 5 Black fourth graders are reading at grade level. 1 in 5. And y'all are talking about boycotting the Oscars and the Golden Globes. We need to stop looking for validation with white people while you do a 5-minute video still whining about validation from white people. While you're whining about validation from white people, your Black kids can't read. This is telling us more than 80% of Black eighth graders are not reading proficiently, and y'all are talking about the damn Oscars and Golden Globes. You're wanting to organize over award shows when your kids can't read. Something's broken about that. Something's broken. What we applaud, what we want to organize over, something's broken. Let's look at the statistics around fatherlessness. According to the United States Census Bureau, around 64% of Black children live in single parent households. Now, I know There are a lot of men who want to say, I may not live there, but I am not a deadbeat dad. And I get that. And I agree. But we have a overwhelming majority of single mother households. And if you just look around and be honest, that has had a negative effect on the Black community. 64% of Black children. So nearly 2/3 of Black children are growing up without a father in the home. So maybe, Dad, you're at the baseball games. You're at the basketball games. You're at the PTA meeting. Do y'all modern parents go to PTA? Anyway, you're at the PTA meetings. Maybe you're teaching him that you don't need to pull your pants all the way down to your ankles when you go to pee standing up. Maybe you are. But 2/3 of Black children are growing up without a father in the home. And let me just say, and let us all be honest, it makes a difference. This fair weather fathering is making a difference in the Black community, a negative difference. That is impacting income, discipline, educational outcomes, and incarceration risks. But our energy is directed at red carpets. That's what we're worried about, the red carpet. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, Black Americans are disproportionately victims of homicide. And I understand, guys, please don't get up here in my comments with your bullshit. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of pretending that the Black community is not pussing and oozing blood. We act like we don't, nobody sees it. It stank. We can smell it. We can see it. Not just us, other people on the outside looking in. I understand that victims of homicide are generally victims by people who look like them. I get it. So y'all get mad with the whole idea of Black on Black crime. Well, what about white on white crime? I understand that whole argument. But Black Americans are disproportionately victims of homicide. When it's the number one killer of Black boys and men, 18 to, I think, 35, is disproportionate. Something's broken with that. In major cities, homicide victims are overwhelmingly Black residents. Don't get in my comments with your BS. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Sick of your BS. I remember when I was young, I don't remember having to bury my friends. Young people today are burying their friends from murder, from homicide, every time I turn around. The amount of young people that I have watched lose their lives in my city around the age of my children, it's ridiculous. I never experienced that. In city after city, the primary victims of violent crime are Black residents. But we want to boycott award shows? That's not a political talking point. This is federal data. So argue with somebody else. Don't argue with me. You worry about the wrong things. We're arguing about the Oscars while 80% of our 8th graders can't read proficiently. That's a problem. Something is broken. We're fighting for Hollywood validation when nearly 2/3 of our children are growing up without their fathers in the home. Dad's not there for dinner every day. Dad's not there when they come home from school to help them with their homework. Dad isn't there to tuck them in at night. Dad isn't there when they have a problem that needs to, they need to talk about or needs to be handled immediately. And y'all talking about award shows? You're doing 5-minute long videos about award shows, talking about how I'm tired. I'm exhausted. We have millionaires and billionaires. We can do this on our own. Your millionaires and billionaires need to be donating money to these school systems, or y'all need to be creating your own schools because your children are falling behind. While you sitting here whining over syrup, rice, and award shows, your children are falling behind. And then when they can't read and they can't do math, they look for validation and attention elsewhere. Typically in who has the biggest gun, who's the toughest, how many times have you been to jail? Oh, I've been to jail 3 times. And you're sitting in jail, still ain't learning how to read. It's something broken right there. We are applauding being spectacles. We're cheering on, as I said yesterday, foolishness. We're cheering on being jigaboos and giving entertainment. We cheer on the wrong things. We're cheering on someone strumming their vagina as a guitar. We're cheering on guys, boys shooting up, but we got neighborhoods burying a lot of sons. We're burying a lot of black boys. And then y'all will know that you're burying a lot of black boys in neighborhoods. You'll watch these mothers grieve their sons time after time after time, and you'll still get in online and argue about, oh, there's no such thing as black on black crime, or what about the whites? The whites, the whites, the whites. You'll watch mothers bury their sons and then organize boycotts over award shows and pancake mix. You look and sound stupid. If the mission of the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People, if the mission is advancement, why is the energy spent on policing speech instead of building infrastructure? If that's the mission, if the mission is y'all want people, black people, to overcome, why y'all not building nothing? Huh? Why you just sitting around applauding foolishness and whining online instead of building infrastructure? Why did y'all spend 30 years whining about pancake mix, but there's no black national brand that competed, that we could choose over that? Why, when Terrence came out with Uncle T's pancake mix, y'all laughed about it? Because he supported Trump. I'm not gonna buy that coon pancake mix. Oh, so you'll just keep sitting around whining about the black woman on the other box. What the advancement of colored people? But that's where your energy was in ridiculing Nicki Minaj. Somebody help me. And you know what's the hard truth? It's easier to demand inclusion than to build institutions. Y'all are lazy. You're lazy and you are full of it. I got on boots because y'all excrete so much bullshit that I gotta have on boots to walk through the foolishness. It's easier for y'all to whine about being included. Oh, they're trying to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion instead of just building your own institutions. It's easier to clap for a spectacle than to confront the dysfunction. Let me just applaud it. Let me say, why are y'all having something to say about Cardi B when white people do it instead of confronting the dysfunction? It's easier to attack the Oscars than to fix your own house. Sweep around your own front door, black people. Instead of constantly whining about the whites, fix your own house. If you truly want power, you'll understand the power is not going to come from the applause. It will come from literacy, learning how to read, learning how to do math, having some stability, having discipline, having ownership, and having accountability. That's where the power comes from. Y'all always whining about it, but never willing to do the work. Do the work. Because that's where the power is going to come from. That's where the advancement of colored people is going to come from. It's not going to come from applause. It's going to come from learning how to read, guys. Calling out dysfunction and trying to rid our communities of dysfunction. It's going to come from y'all owning some stuff. Because frankly, I'm sick of hearing y'all whine. You do it time after time after time. Godfrey complaining in that 5-minute, I think, and 38-second long video about being tired. We have value. Well, build something. Do it yourself. Because I'm tired. Not of y'all not getting accolades and awards. I'm tired of us pretending like we don't have dysfunction that we need to focus on and then having to listen to y'all whine about it. You're tired. I'm tired. It's quite aggravating. It's annoying. 17% of 8th graders being proficient in reading, and nobody is boycotting school systems, school boards, teachers, parents who don't give a damn. Something is broken about that. It's broken. Head shakers. Thank you for listening to me complain. And thank you for joining me today. Hopefully, they will reinstate the video from yesterday because I felt like there were some valid points that were really good that people need to hear. Now, I got to check all the other platforms. Typically, when YouTube takes something down, then I have the issue on Facebook and I also have the issue on Spotify. Although I tell y'all a lot, if you're listening on X, please consider watching on YouTube or elsewhere. But I don't have that problem on X typically, but definitely do on YouTube. And it's quite aggravating. Hi, 8.58. Thought I'd chip in on a coffee or tea, maybe. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really, truly do. Girly Samurai Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Says, preach. The only awards I strive for are from the kingdom of God, according to the Bible. By the way, I was a PTA president, treasurer for 16 years, K through 12, until my kids graduated, ensuring that curriculum was on point. Both are medical doctors now, MDs now. Congratulations. I was on the PTA as well, and I was sitting thinking, like, do parents even do that anymore? Do they go to the schools? Are they involved? Do they volunteer to go and staple papers or whatever? Feed help the teacher with lunch, or do parents even do that anymore? It just seems like nowadays, today's parents just throw the kid in front of the TV or plop a phone in their hand so they can be occupied while the parent does something else, and they just aren't involved. I want to know what our PTA rates are in these Black schools where only 17% of eighth graders are proficient in reading. How many parents are involved? Because again, when you think of the fact that we aren't doing this two-parent households anymore, mothers have to work. So if you're working all day, every day, while your children are at school, it's very hard to actually be active and present, part of these committees, the Parent Teacher Association. You're working 10, 12 hours a day. Somebody has to pay the bills, which is why I say we need to get back to some of these traditional values. Marrying before you carry. Valuing two-parent households, because unless somebody has a lot of money, mama got to get out there and work. Unless dad is saying, I'm providing for my household and yours, mama's going to have to get out there and work. And 9 times out of 10, she's going to have to pay the bills, hold it down, and can't be as active as she would like to, or as she needs to be with the children's academics. This is why two-parent households are just better. When there's two-parent, low conflict households are just better. Because I know I'll get the people in the comments saying, well, what about if they fussing all the time? What about if he's beating her or she's beating him or whatever? Two-parent, low conflict households are just better. Thank you, Jerry Coleman, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I don't know if you had a comment that you wanted to go with it, or you just wanted to leave the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really do. I want to ask you all before we go. You know how we did the Turning Profit series, the investigation the forensic accountant did on TPUSA, and we went through it and we talked about the money and the shell companies and all of that type stuff. Well, another investigation has just landed in my inbox. And it's on Don Jr. A financial investigation was done on Donald Trump Jr. And I want to know if you all are interested. I don't know if you want me to just continue on the cultural commentary or if you want me to share with you and we do this deep investigation series, because it's pretty explosive. It's interesting to me, but I don't know if it would be as, who wants me to do it? If I should have put a poll in there, Shamika Jr., are you able to create a poll in YouTube right now? Or maybe if y'all can just tell me. King Reek says, yes, we're interested in it. Graham Coog says, yes, do the this is not Graham Coogs. This is Girly Samurai Esquire. Yes, do the financial investigative series. Tear it all down. Graham Coogs says, oh, yes, I'd love to know. Okay. So I think we will continue with just whatever causes me to shake my head for tomorrow and Thursday. And then Monday, we'll go into this investigative series on Don Jr. and look at some of the money, follow the money. It's explosive. I found it interesting. I'm very inquisitive, and I think y'all will like it. And I will try to present it as best I can, as I did the Turning Profit series, not being an accountant myself. Deborah says, yes, do the investigation. So we'll do that on Monday. But tomorrow, I'll be here, same place, same time, shaking my head on something else, because I know I'm going to have something to shake my head about. I thank all of you for joining me today. Tell your friends and tell your friends to share it, because Monday we're going to go through this investigation on Don Jr.'s financials. I know people are going to be upset because, again, when they think you're straying a little bit, they have a problem with it. I'm just looking, right? It's just information, and someone will say there's nothing to see here, but time will prove otherwise, perhaps. I love y'all. See you tomorrow. I appreciate you. Peace.